We're going to start off tonight with Larry, who I think is going to give us something a little spicy, a little bit of roast to consume. Let's hear it for Larry.
It's always hard to come up with somebody that does to roast, but I found my buddy Bud, and I can roast him, and this is a good one. You know, Bud has this emotional support dog. His name is Tiny Taco. Always stuffs it in his vest. Walks around. Every once in a while, the dog looks around and see if there's something good to eat. Well, when we first came to Northwest Comedy Club, we had that. Now, I asked him to put on a comedy presentation one night. I gave him the whole hour. I also advertised it. We had a full house. Gets up there and he has suit up, this vest on, and he started sweating. And I thought, you know, you're an expert at this. But I think it was because he was worried about doing the F word or some blue humor or something. He started sweating bullets. I mean, he was just starting getting fitted out. And then he started sweating cats and dogs. And for sure the dog, because I think that Tiny Taco thought he was getting a bath, because Tiny Taco says, "I'm out of here." Tiny Taco, he is, "Oh, get me out of here. I'm getting soaked." Well, now, Bud's got famous, and he's in NSA, and he's doing all these other presentations. Now he has a bigger support animal. It's got Wrigley. Now, how about that to chew on? Yeah. But now, if he gets going bigger and better on the international stage, I think he's going to have a bigger support animal. I'll bet you he's going to get that sled dog team taken on there, and he can just jump on that sled dog and come on in and unload there. But can you imagine that? Him being there in that stage up there with all them dogs and big sled dog, emotional support animals. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Then you have this Tacoma to Texas walk. Now, Texas do everything bigger. Now, he's also with the dogs getting bigger and better. He's also getting bigger and better legs for that mechanical leg. Now, the first leg he wore out. And he was going down through Oregon there, and you start and when Bud does something, he does it big, like the Texans. Does everything. And when he walks, and he just goes clunk, 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 and down the road there. Well, that poor leg, that sweat started going down that leg there, and it started squeaking. Must have rusted or something, and it started going, slow down, let's take a rest. Come on, I can't handle this. Well, finally blew. So now he's getting this new leg, and it has an odometer on it, and it has a speedometer, and it also has a sweatometer. Yeah. Well, now, Toastmasters has this new program called Pathways. Well, Bud, when he goes into something, I tell you, he always goes into it big time. Joined a dozen clubs and signed up for about 10 paths or something like that. He got into team collaboration and innovative planning and put on this great big nonprofit thing. It's just unbelievable. And now he's in persuasive influence. So watch your wallets around there, because he's getting into this persuasive influence path. And he's going to be amazing. Put on these big shows. It's unbelievable to see where Bud, when he first came into the comedy club, and how much he's grown into a motivational speaker, and also he's putting on, with his Quarters for Kids, he's putting on these big events. It's just unbelievable. And going into motivational speaking is absolutely astounding. I also am I'm a writer. So I wrote this Sasquatch book, and I do Sasquatch songs, and I'll spare you on the singing tonight. But I have a Sasquatch song. It's into poetry too, so I'm going to read this, and every time, this song has a verse for almost everybody I know. Maybe I'll do something for you someday, Chuck, but sometimes when some people irritate me or something like that, I write it. So I have all these verses. So I just wrote one for Bud here just recently. So it goes like this. It's Sasquatch. In fact, Sasquatch is my emotional support animal. Yeah, good. Up on the mountaintop, look what I found. Big man tracks sinking in the ground. The legendary Sasquatch just a-traveling on. Big bad Bigfoot, he's been here and gone. This is the verse. Well, he's wide across the shoulders and broad across the rump, going 90 miles an hour, 40-foot a jump. You might hear him hooting in the trees. Some folks chasing, but it won't be me. Next one. Al, this goes from A to Z. Al trapped the ape in a deep black cave, escaped with his life. Such a close shave. Went inside with jet black locks, came out bald and white with shock. This is Bud's. Bud saw a footprint sinking in the mud. Must have been made by a big Herkin stud. Something big stomped and everything shook. Hopped away on his manufactured foot. Here's one for Dale. Dale searched for Bigfoot 20 years or more. Over the mountains, valleys, woods, and shores. Trudged through the rain and snow and sleet. All he ever got was big, smelly feet. How about Earl? Earl hunted squirrels when he heard a sound. Nothing moved when he turned all around. Something started hooting like a bighorn owl. He headed for home when it started to growl. How about George? George saw a big man standing in the mist. Turned around and shook his fist. George drove on past. He took a peek. What scared him bad was a gross, airy freak. Ike saw red eyes glowing in the dark. Hounds saw it too and started to bark. They whimpered and whined and cowered at his feet. The Bigfoot screamed and beat a hasty retreat. This is for the Bigfoot. Bigfoot comes out in the bright moonlight when he can't be seen with 1,000 eyes. He hoots and hollers and acts so brave. When the morning comes, he enters his cave. Back to the verse. He's wide across the shoulders and broad across the rump, going 90 miles an hour, 40-foot a jump. You might hear him hooting in the trees. Some folk chasing, but it won't be me. Thank you.